Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Julie and Jim Traber podcast. I'm Jim Traber, along with my beautiful wife, Mrs. Julie Traber. How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
You look beautiful today.
Well, thanks so much.
I like that shirt.
Thanks.
Very nice.
I appreciate that.
Very nice. Probably it's a good thing, though, because about 5 minutes ago you had it a little bit too low, and I said, hey, you got to button that up a little bit, right?
You did say that. So I buttoned it up, and I asked Jay if I looked like I was from Little House on the Prairie.
Get out of here. It's ridiculous.
No, with the collar. You know, it looked a little school marmish, but thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
For people that watched our podcast last week, it was one of my favorite ones that we did. It was about the time when I went and got the Diamondback job, which was just incredible. And so we've done a lot of baseball lately, so we'll let you know we're done with baseball.
We're not going to talk baseball for a while.
We're going to talk about baseball for a while. We are going to talk about Las Vegas again because we went back again.
Again.
This is the most we've ever gone. We've been out there twice during the World Series, but this time we went 3 times. And it was a mistake.
Too much.
Because this woman.
It was too much.
This woman was not very happy being there. And listen, I understand when we go to Vegas, I play poker. And that can be a long, long, long day. So you're just all alone and you got nothing to do. And after you shop for a while, then you're like, okay, now what? And you're ready to go home.
I had done all the things the first week we were there. So the second week we were there, I just did a lot of just relaxing. And the third week we were there, I was going stir crazy. I'd had too much alone time.
We were not like there for 3 straight weeks, and they weren't full weeks either. None of them were full weeks, but it was too long.
This one practically was. It was Sunday to Saturday, and that was a long time to be out in Vegas.
It was too long.
We've said this before. I feel like the perfect amount of time in Vegas is 3 days,
maybe 4. That's it.
Yeah, well, you're flying home on the 4th day. Yeah,
right.
3 full days.
The problem with this though is when you go out to play one of these tournaments, like which happened this year. If you do run deep, well, then I played for 4 days in one tournament.
Right.
You know, and literally 12, 13 hours every day.
Right.
So, what are you going to do? But you're right. We'll never do that. We'll never do that again.
I will say this time around, we got to go to Capitol Grill.
That's
you
right.
and I were talking about it, that it really doesn't have the same allure now that Oklahoma City has it a Capitol Grill.
Right.
But when we went in there and sat down, I just said, you can't beat Vegas Capitol Grill.
Well, I mean, the views are just ridiculous.
They sat us by the window and right on the strip, and it was the sunset and all the lights, and it's just beautiful there. It's just got a totally different vibe.
It does.
From any other Capitol Grill. And you and I had a Stoli Doli, and that was lovely.
Right. They don't call it Stoli Doli.
No, just a Doli.
But it was. I had 2. And they're so
yummy.
good.
They just slide right down.
They do.
It's delicious.
And we didn't really eat like massive. We shared a nice little steak
You know
deal.
what? I was going to say this. They have added something to the menu that I think is brilliant for any steakhouse. You go to a steakhouse and they want to give you either an 8 or a 10 ounce steak. Usually.
Sometimes they'll have a 6, but you're right. Usually
very
8 or
rarely
10.
do they have a 6. If they do, I get that. But that's even too much for me. I don't want that much, especially if you've had an appetizer and and you want dessert or you want a side. They did something brilliant. We shared what was called a filet flight.
Yeah.
So they give you 3 4-ounce fillets, and they cook them all differently with their different sauces.
Sauces or not only sauces, they're crusting.
Right, the crusting, the seasoning.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant. That's
it was
so
really
smart.
Good. It was perfect for us.
Yeah.
Because that basically 12 ounces, I got about 7 and you got about 5.
Well,
which is probably about perfect.
We probably had some left over, but we got to try something that we wouldn't have ordered anyway.
It was really good.
But I just thought that was for a steakhouse. That was a brilliant idea.
I liked it a lot. It was really good. And then we got their gratin potatoes are some of the best in the world.
They're delicious.
In the world. They're amazing. Yeah.
I asked the waiter, because I'm super curious about this, if all the people doing like the GL1s, is that what you call it? The Buongiorno.
Like I am, yeah.
Yeah. Like
There's
if that's
Epitide,
if that's really messed up on their business because nobody's hungry anymore. Nobody eats anymore.
I don't.
You
That's for
don't
sure.
eat. And then you'll look at me and you'll go, wow, are you eating again? And I'm like, I'm not currently taking a shot. So I continue to get hungry periodically. But it is interesting because the place was just dead. The restaurant was just so quiet.
Vegas is a weird place nowadays, especially when it's 100 degrees outside out there. By the way, today in Vegas, it got to 110 for the first time this year.
I don't believe that because it was 112 the first week we went. It was
I know,
definitely.
I'm just telling you, I saw it on the air, but
I don't believe that.
okay.
Yeah,
it was.
But
warm.
then the second week we went, it was in the 90s.
I know,
and they were like, "Oh, aren't we having beautiful weather?" And it still feels pretty darn hot on that asphalt when you're outside.
The summer is hot. You better be ready to be hot.
It's
out
warm.
There. It is definitely warm.
But I got to tell you, my hair is always fabulous out there. I get back and I'm like, what? Why does my hair look so bad? And then I have to remember, we're not in Vegas anymore. That dry heat does wonders for the hair.
Right. Well, it's because there's no humidity.
Do you feel like your hair does better out in
my
Vegas?
My hair is just a mess. I am debating so massively close to just. I am getting really close. Now I'm not gonna I'm gonna try to do it just really really short. You know, I'm not gonna do the bald look like my boy Jay Pitts has. You know. I don't know.
He's
if I
not
can
ready
do
for that
yet.
yet.
I'm not ready for that.
It's baby
yet.
steps.
That's
baby
right,
steps.
Yeah. But
I will tell you though, we did stay at our favorite hotel this time.
Yeah, you're for you
me,
for sure.
I love this hotel. We got a
tell everybody about it.
We get a ridiculous rate. We got a ridiculous rate. It was the only reason we were able to go there. But we stayed at the Encore, which is just
it's. Everything about the Encore is just awesome.
So much better.
For instance, in their public bathrooms.
Yeah.
When you go to wash your hands after you've gone to the bathroom, the water is warm.
Yeah, it's the perfect temperature.
Perfect temperature. And here's the other thing that's amazing. They have real nice paper towels.
Yeah.
You don't go to a thing and go, they come out and stuff, and you only get a little bit, then you got to get, no. You can take 30 of them if you want to.
Everything is beautiful there and
it's
tasteful,
amazing.
and they play the best music. They play
Solami.
That's more Venetian.
They play Frank Sinatra
and do
Tony
the guy
Bennett.
that I love, the young guy that sings the crooner, Bublé.
Michael Bublé. Yeah.
I just like to walk around there, but
it is so nice.
There is shopping between the Wynn and the Encore that I've never even been into one of their stores.
Well, I mean, you have if to walk in, you got to have about $50,000 in your
because
pocket.
they're too expensive. I'm not kidding. I've never even walked into one of them. But they are fun to walk by and window shop. But
they're a little bit ridiculous.
I love to walk by the shops with you, though. And I giggled the whole week over something you said.
Well, first of all, the first part of it that didn't make you giggle as much was the one the display they had with the cakes. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea. What was it? Eat your cake and eat this too?
Have your cake and eat it too.
Have your cake and eat it too? What was that? And what was that for? That was for
I want to say that one was Gucci.
Yeah.
One of those.
A bunch of cakes.
But I just love when you start talking to me about fashion or design.
Well,
I just have so much fun with that. But the thing that made me giggle, there was a men's store that we were walking by, and I wasn't even paying attention to it.
By the way, these are not stores that you can buy anything, people.
No.
I mean, and they're all names from Italy and France, and I mean, the names are ridiculous, but go ahead.
But it was two mannequins dressed in this GQ outfits. But then I hadn't even paid any attention, and you stopped in the middle of the walkway, and you said, whose idea was it, do you think, that said, something's missing here? Let's throw some lemons on the ground.
Yeah, they had lemons on the ground around these mannequins. I'm serious. Who was that? Who stood there and went, gosh, something
we're missing
is
something.
missing.
And
What
then
should
you know
we
what?
do? What?
He probably went and got lemons and threw it down, and the people were like, yes, that was what it was missing.
I wonder if somebody said, I think limes would look better. Maybe we should get limes. It was the dumbest thing. And then I walked around and they had lemons in every one of the daggone.
Yeah, it was a big lemon thing right now.
The store,
the yellow.
too. That
they
store,
like that pop of yellow.
That store had some clothes in there that looked like they were really, like, tell the people, if you walk into that store and buy one thing, any of those stores, one thing, what are we talking money-wise?
I've never been in one.
I know,
don't
but
know.
you know, though.
Thousands. Thousands, yeah.
And if you go into the ones with the jewelry, it's hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. So, Chelsea one time, because we would bring the kids to Vegas, because I used to have to go out there for conventions all the time. And we would bring the kids, and you would go take them to do fun things.
Yep. We used to have a good
Because there
time.
are a lot of fun things to do in Vegas. I now go and I go, who brings their kids to Vegas?
Right.
But I was one of those people that
And there aren't as many
You're
fun
right.
things.
There used to be a water park
The
right on
water
the
park,
strip.
which by the way is right where the Wynn is.
Yeah.
I mean where the Encore is.
Yeah.
It was the greatest water park, and they
Y'all went
loved
every year.
we loved going to that water park. Yeah.
But yeah, now I look and I'm like, who brings their kids to Vegas? This is a terrible idea.
That's because we're grandparents now.
But I will say, we used to take the girls, and I remember Chelsea going, "Do you want to go in that store, Mom?" And I'm like, "We don't go in that store." And she goes, "Okay, I finally get it. The stores with hardly anything in there, they're really expensive." And I go, "Yeah, those are really. We can't afford that."
What's the one with the bags, all the purses and stuff?
Well, you have all of them out there. Yeah, you've got Louis Vuitton, and you've got Gucci, and you've got Chanel, and you've got. I mean, they're just all lined up.
Dudes' names from Italy.
I don't know.
You know what I didn't see? Your favorite, Diane von
She's
Furstenberg.
gone.
What happened to her? She
She's
died
gone.
or something?
I don't know. But I will say this, the fashion, you have to admit, in the Encore, there's nothing better. People at night get dressed up to the nines.
They really do.
But what I've noticed is that lately, they're not wearing pants. The girls are just wearing underwear at night. And I was told in one of the stores,
what are you talking about?
Their dresses look like shirts, and you can see their underwear. You can see it.
It really is.
I
bad.
was in a store, and one of the women about my age pulled up these shorts and held them up, and the lady in there goes, "I know." She goes, "We call those shanties." And the woman goes, "Shanty?" And I'm like eavesdropping. And she goes, "Yeah, it's shorts, but it's like panties." That's what they mean by that, shanty. They were all over Vegas. I just kept thinking, I'm so glad we don't have teenagers anymore.
Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. If you have never been to Vegas, maybe you don't gamble, you got to go because it is the #1 people watching place
so great.
in the world.
Yeah, it's so great.
And listen, if you're like us, we love to people watch. And frankly, we're not the best Christians when we're doing it. Because we kind of rip on some of the things that these people are wearing.
But just quietly to each other.
Right. It's not like
Just
we're
each
announcing
other.
it, but oh my gosh, some of the things. You know that old deal, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? It is true.
It's true.
The worst part of it for me, and I didn't say anything to you because I wanted to bring this up in the podcast to see if you feel the same way.
Okay.
The worst part of the whole thing is when I see these young girls walking with no daggone clothes on, like you're talking about, and I just think to myself, I am so glad that we don't have girls that age anymore.
1,000%.
You know, and it's horrible, isn't it? There's like 18, and Julie will tell you, I can't tell the age of a girl anymore.
It's really hard.
I think I would say a girl's 22, and Julie will go, no, she's like 14. And I'll go, she's 16. No, she's 30.
I never said 14.
No, but I'm bad. I can't figure it out.
It's hard. It's hard now.
But these girls, I mean, their fathers have got to be at home. If I were to take a picture of them and send it to their father, they'd get on a plane to Vegas and try to go after their daughter.
I was going to say, though, so I had a mental error. You could just tell I was over it for this last jaunt in Vegas because I packed.
You weren't in the best of moods.
I packed so terribly. I didn't bring anything but flip-flops. I did bring one pair of nice gold sandals, and then I pulled them out. So the first day, I did 24,000 steps in flip-flops. So that night you said, "Hey, will you come down and see me for a break?" And I said, "Sure." And I started to put the flip-flops back on it, and my foot was killing me. So I pulled out my gold sandals, and then I realized I had brought 2 different sandals.
Which, by the way, I just want to let you know, who has more than one pair of gold sandals? This young lady. So she brought one left-handed from this one and run right
Thank
foot.
goodness that one was left and one was right. So I actually wore them.
She wore 2 different sandals.
And you know what? Because of the shanties, no one was looking at my feet.
But
right?
some couple like us was over there going, "Look at that woman. She's got 2 different shoes
They're
on."
probably like, I wonder what brand that is. That's weird. But yeah, so I did. That was not That was not great. I left my curling iron. I left my blow dryer. It was just, I was a mess.
You didn't want to go.
I was a mess, yeah.
And once you got there, you were not in the best of moods.
I had a bad attitude.
You did have a bad attitude.
I had a bad attitude. I'm going to admit that.
And it was
here
my
in the
fault.
Truth Dome.
The reason why you had the attitude, it was my fault.
That is true. I'm not going to deny that.
So, but
I had a bad attitude with you.
I promise you, the only time we'll ever stay a long time in Vegas again is if I play the main event sometime and I stay in it for a long period of time.
Yeah.
That's the only time.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to still play the senior event.
I will say this, though. There's one other thing I wanted to bring up from this trip.
This is ridiculous. I just can't even believe this.
Jim had this great idea. We usually, at one point or another in the trip, will go to In-N-Out.
In-N-Out.
Because we can't get it here.
Right.
And the first week that we were there, I had to go all by myself. I literally had a cab driver take me over to In-N-Out because it was 112 that day. And he said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait for you right here while you go get it. So he waited for me to go get my In-N-Out, come back, and then he took me back to the hotel, which was lovely. And he didn't keep the meter running. I thought that was just cool.
Yeah, really cool.
So I brought him a milkshake. I loved him. So you had the idea. You said, I want to go get In-N-Out with you. And there's a candy store near there that we like to walk to.
I believe the greatest candy store that I've ever been in. Even better than the one in New York City.
Dylan's candy store. It's very similar, but it's called The Link. So we come out of our hotel.
That's the name of the hotel, and then they have an area out there.
Yeah, but they call that area The Link, too, back there. And so we come out of our hotel, and we tell the guy where we're wanting to go. And he says, you said, I don't know the name of it, but we want that In-N-Out where all the stores are, and there's a big candy store. And the guy at the hotel says, yeah, at The Link. And I said, yes. So the guy's not even listening in the cab. He's like, I got you. I know exactly where you want to go. So Jim and I get in this cab. And we start going. And then I see us pass the Link.
We both know Vegas well enough that if you're going the wrong way, then we know.
Yeah. And so I say to him, I go, because he passes it. And I said, okay. So he goes up to the light and he's taking a left. And I said, are you going around back? Because that was where the other cab driver took me to wait for me. And he goes, yeah, no, I know this special area. So he takes a left, but he passes the special area and he goes down and takes a right. And I look at Jim and I'm like, I'm trying to text Jim. I'm like, we're being abducted.
I said, hey, dude, what's going on, man? We need to go back that way. And he goes, oh, I thought you wanted to go to this In-N-Out over here. I said, no. We want to go over there by the Link and the big candy store and stuff. So he goes, oh, okay.
I gotcha. So he goes this weird route to turn around. And then he goes back. He still misses the special area drive. He pulls us into, and it looks like we're going into this back alley. I'm at this point going, this guy's fixing to rob us. I think something's fixing to happen.
It was a little bit crazy.
And then we get back there, and then he starts just cursing up a storm. And he's like, okay, I'm following GPS. I don't know where this is taking me. So now he pulls his back out. He goes, I'm going to stop the meter at $20 because now we're going over $20. I think by the time he stopped in front of this place, it was at 35 or something. And he goes, just give me 20.
Yeah,
he drove us all over.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
But back roads. So we were super talkative at first.
Yeah.
But by the end we were like,
we talked a lot.
That might have been what messed him up.
But he did tell us an unbelievable story.
Are you going to share that?
You have to listen to this.
You're going to share
okay? So he says, I picked up a guy the other day from China. You know, there's a bunch of people in Vegas from other countries all the time.
All over the world.
And even more when it's the World Series
Cup.
of Poker.
And World Cup going on.
And the World Cup, too, yeah. And he goes, I picked up this guy from China. And he said, and he had a doll with him. And I thought maybe, kind of weird. Maybe he has a little doll that he brings
And I said, a life-size doll? He goes, yeah, like a
life-size doll.
It was like one of those dolls that you keep seeing him talk about on TV that they are lifelike. He said it's his wife.
He bought a seat for it on the
plane to bring it over
from China.
And then he said he wanted me to pick her up and put her in the car for him. I go, was she heavy? And he was like, she's pretty heavy. He said she was probably 70 or 80 pounds.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you talk about a weird dude, man. And he's walking around with this daggone doll.
Okay, so I we're not going to cover this in our marriage podcast that we do, but I heard a marriage therapist that I listen to, she does a podcast, that she's more and more having to do therapy, marriage, counseling with people who are in relationships with AI beings. Like, what would you even call that? I don't know. And I just thought, I'm out on that's another.
That if that is ever a norm in our world, I hope that I am dead and gone. I mean, that is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. He bought it. You know how much a round trip ticket is from China to Las Vegas? I mean, it's got to be every bit of $5,000.
Yeah, that wasn't free. That was
no, and he's buying it for a doll.
It's his wife, Jim. Have some respect. It's the love of his life.
I mean,
there are some pros and cons, though, right? The pro,
well, they don't talk back.
She doesn't talk back, so I think you would love that. She would be so supportive of your poker. There would be no talking back when you get back to the room. She'd just be happy to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she'd be happy.
In her negligee, she'd just be ready to see you,
Oh, my God. I'm almost throwing up in my mouth.
We ate too much to have this conversation.
This is disgusting.
But yeah, I said to him, I go, well, were you alarmed? And he goes, it was gross. Yeah. He said, I just all of a sudden started thinking of all the things he does with this doll and I'm touching her. He said, I was really bothered by it.
What about his family? What do you think they think?
I don't know.
What if he goes to like his brother's house and say, I got a girlfriend?
No, his wife. It's his wife.
Wife, yeah. I got married. Here she is.
I'm bringing her to dinner.
Look, what do you think of her?
What would you do if your brother did that?
Oh, my gosh.
Would you mention it?
I'd lose my mind.
Or would you go along with it?
I would not go along with it. I think you know me well enough that I would not go along
Jay,
with it.
would you go along with it? 100%.
Oh, Jay.
Jay would. He would have fun with it. I know.
Would you go along with it?
Probably just for fun, but you and I would be having those non-Christian conversations after they left, for sure.
What I would do is I would say, yeah, she need to powder her nose. Julie, take her to the bathroom. The two of y'all can go in there and powder your noses.
Nobody powders their nose anymore.
I would put that on you
that
to
is
make
so
you spend time
old-timey.
with
That's
her.
funny.
Well, what do you say now? Freshen up.
Yeah, freshen up. You gotta freshen up.
But you do powder your nose.
Yeah, that's true.
They used to, didn't they?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's cute you said that.
My nose is red. I need to powder my nose.
This is perfect. It's perfect segue that you bring up something old-timey like that, powder in your nose.
I'm an old-timer.
Because I've got something fun for you tonight.
What do you got?
Things I thought would be a bigger deal as an adult. So things you remember from your childhood. One of these we brought up with Jay and Diana, who we're going to be seeing here shortly.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go up there. I can't wait.
Because you remember on their big walk that they did that we talked to them about, they fell in this. And I remember saying, I really thought that there would be more quicksand as an adult, that was something you really had to look out for. And I've never encountered quicksand.
Guess what? We never will. Because you and I are never going somewhere where they're going to have quicksand.
But you know when you were a kid, in every show.
In the cartoons, there was always somebody going down.
Forget cartoon, Gilligan's Island. Somebody was always falling through the quicksand, right?
I love Gilligan's Island. That was a great show.
Okay, how did the song go?
Just sit right there and you hear a tale of a faithless ship. The weather started getting hot. I mean, the tiny ship was tossed. If not for the would be lost. The minnow would be lost. And then they go and they on the shore, and then it goes with Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, and then. By
Professor
the way,
Ann.
Right, but one of them that would say Professor Ann, Mary Ann, but another one say and the rest. They changed it after a while.
Ah.
Yeah, it used to go Mary Ann. Yeah, it used to go the Professor Ann, Mary Ann. Yeah, here on Gilligan's Isle. Yeah, I love that show.
Brings back good memories.
I love that show.
Now, were you a
Lovey? I like Lovey.
Yeah, Lovey. I was going to say, were you a Marianne guy, or were you? What was her name? Ginger.
Ginger, definitely Marianne.
You were a Marianne.
I mean,
guy.
look at you. You're like it. Yeah.
I'm definitely not a Ginger.
I didn't want a. I don't want some movie star that's all like they're doodled up. I like Marianne. She's just solid looking like you.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, I thought there would be more quicksand, so that's been a relief.
So crazy
honestly.
that you say that.
Okay, people offering drugs just randomly on a street corner. Psst. You want to buy drugs? No.
This happened to me.
I saw it happen to you in Hawaii one time.
And it also happened in Jamaica.
Was it Jamaica, man?
Yeah, Jamaica, man. Oh, and Hawaii too, though. Yeah. No,
yeah.
I think people look at me and think I think that dude wants to get high. I think he looks like a guy that probably does something.
You know, we were warned as kids, that they were going to be on every street corner. And
I was never warned like that. I don't know what's happened in your family. My mom and dad never said, now listen, be careful of people
Jay's
selling
nodding.
drugs. You didn't watch TV? I did watch a lot of TV.
Afternoon special. Yeah, there was a lot of.
The afternoon special.
Yeah.
That was that song. That was a great song. What was that song? Who did
Afternoon Delight, wasn't it?
No, the Afternoon Delight, but there was a song for the afternoon special. I remember that. Anyway.
There was always like an afternoon special on TV is what I'm saying. And it was usually about,
drugs.
Warning you about, the dangers of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember, wasn't that Ronald Reagan's wife's deal?
Yeah.
Just say no
Absolutely.
to drugs.
Just say no. Yeah, that's what she did. Yeah. And it didn't work.
I remember, so quick funny story. My girls were asking me where I used to shop when I was young. And I was like, I didn't shop. My mother made all my clothes. But I do remember going to a mall with my friends in high school, and I didn't have much money on me. The only thing I could afford was this T-shirt, and I really wanted to get it because we'd gone to Birmingham. It was a big deal. It's the first time I'd ever done that with just my friends. And I came home, and I had this T-shirt that said, yes. I don't know. And my mom was just disgusted, and she goes, why couldn't you buy a shirt that said no? And I laughed my head off. I thought that was one of the funniest things Brenda ever said.
And we now know why Julie had 3 children in about a 3.5-year period.
I didn't say no often enough. So luckily, no one ever asked me if I wanted to buy drugs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was a good thing. Okay.
And you can honestly say on this show you've never done any drugs, right? That is really awesome. I wish I could say that.
I've taken a CBD gummy.
Yeah, that's right.
I did not enjoy it. Yeah. Did not like it. I don't like to take regular drugs. Like, no. I don't like to take.
No, you're right.
I don't like to take any drugs.
You're not a big medicine person.
I,
on the other hand, take medicine
Jim,
like it's candy.
If there's a pill that would solve something, give it to him.
I'm in. Just give it to me. I'm in.
And then he'll take another pill to stop the side effects of the first pill.
Absolutely.
It's a never-ending cycle. Okay. Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah. I mean, that was a big deal. Yeah.
We practiced that at school, and I feel like I yell it a lot when we watch television.
See,
when people catch on fire.
People that grew up in the country, man, you're so much different than where I grew up.
You didn't.
I mean, we knew about stop, drop, and roll, but we never practiced it. Now we had fire drills where we had to go outside.
Sure, yeah, we did
you
that.
know where you were, like in homeroom, you know, you all of a sudden, we had to go out. We had to know where we lined up.
We were
everything.
Thrilled when there was a fire drill.
Oh, I love fire drills.
Oh my God!
Matter of fact, one of my homeboys used to pull the thing once in a while, so we could get out of class.
I was too afraid to do that, but I did love when it happened. No, funny story with stop, drop, and roll. I don't know if you'll remember this. I remember when Macy was little, our beautiful little niece. She's now 21, 22.
22, I think.
It's crazy to think about 22. Anyway, I remember when she was little, she had told me the day before that she had just learned about stop, drop, and roll in elementary school. I will never forget this. The next day, my mother was trying to light the fire in her fireplace. It was a death trap, this fireplace, because you had to lean into the fire, and Mom couldn't find her long lighter. So she was trying to do it with a match. And so she had the gas on too long before the match caught. And so it was just one of those deals where Yeah. Anyway, it caught her hair on fire. And Macy's telling the story, and she is just laughing so hard she can't even get the story out. And I go, did you help her? And she was like, no, I was laughing too hard. She goes, her hair was on fire. And I go, Macy, you just learned about stop, drop, and roll. Did you yell for her to stop, drop, and roll? And she said, no, she just ran around screaming and was doing a pillow over her head.
Oh, my God.
And I will just never forget that with stop, drop, and roll.
Okay,
So
like
I've
that.
never
heard that story before.
I've never had an occasion to use it, thank goodness.
No.
Except, my mom, one of our girls' hair caught on fire one time at your goddaughter's wedding. Remember that? They gave us candles and the girls were playing with it and one of them backed into it and her hair caught on fire. But,
man, the smell of hair burning.
It's not a good smell.
Oh, I hate it. I just can't stand it.
But
I had my hair's caught on fire before.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know
Well,
when.
you burn your hair every time you grill.
I will singe the arms. Yeah, when I make yakitori and I got to really hold those things and stuff, I just, all these little, and I got all these little stupid hairs on my hand too. And unfortunately, when they start singeing up, they grow back.
Yeah,
It'd be nice if I could just singe them off and get rid of them. Like, I got hairs on my knuckles. The heck is that?
It's because you're a manly man.
Because I'm a half ape, I guess. I mean, I don't know. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't like all the hair.
So stop, drop, and roll. That's a big one.
Okay.
When we were little that I've luckily never had to use. Okay. Needing to wait 30 minutes to swim after you've eaten.
What a stupid wives' tale
Who
that is.
came up with that?
I don't know. It must have been parents that wanted their kids to, not jump in the pool. I don't know. I mean, why would it? It's so dumb.
Parents just needed time to probably clean up after lunch. And so they're like, no, you're not allowed to go for 30 minutes after. But whoever started it, it spread like wildfire.
Oh, my gosh. It was everywhere.
Because everybody used it.
Everybody. You're right. No, yeah, I remember it so well. Can't get in the pool for 30 minutes after you eat. I'm like, what? Why is that? When I was little, I used to believe that if I did it and I just sink and I'd be done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to swim.
Straight to the bottom.
Can't
You're
even
dead.
move. Yeah. So I never went against it because I was scared.
Okay.
By the way, it took me all the way until college to realize that it was it was fake. How long did it take you?
I don't even remember. I just know that sometimes I would get in after eating and I felt like a rebel. I'm like,
I know.
I'm
You're
risking
lucky
it
you
all.
didn't just sink.
I'm risking it all as I'm out there swimming.
Well, you love to be like Esther.
I do. I like
Esther
to swim.
Williams. She likes to get out there and do the swimming thing. You need a bathing cap and stuff and one of those big. That would be perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
And one of these things on your nose.
Yeah. Here's one. People in vans offering you candy.
Well, that actually happened to one of our daughters, didn't it?
Yeah.
Courtney? Wasn't it Courtney and
Courtney
Paige?
and Caitlin.
Both of them?
Courtney and Caitlin were together. So this is the crazy thing about it. They both used to have nightmares. They'd wake up with nightmares, and it finally came out. They were dreaming the same thing. They were dreaming that they were out in front of Mimi's house and that a car stopped and was trying to get them over to the car, and somebody was trying to grab one of them. And they were both dreaming about it like it was a nightmare. And they thought it was crazy that they were having the same dream. And then my mom said, well, no, that actually happened. She just hadn't mentioned it to any of us.
Right. She never told us.
She never told me. But she said, yeah, I had walked into the house. The girls were playing in the front yard. I came out and this car had stopped. And I saw somebody trying to get Courtney to get in the car. And she screamed at him. And the other Caitlin I think it was Courtney trying to get in the car, and Caitlin was screaming, and he drove off. And I was like, I feel like that's something you should have reported, Brenda. But
listen to me.
Yeah.
That is something that you should still tell your children.
I
don't care, even though it may never happen, but you should really tell your children.
I still do that with all the grandkids. I go over it with them, but I remember with Hudson and Riley, the funniest thing is I would say, listen, if a stranger ever comes up to you and says, do you want some candy? What do you say? And they were like, yes. And I'm like, no. You say no. And they were like, but I do want candy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you say no, because they might try to take you.
Riley Kate had that little fat face going, yes.
And then I'd say, okay, what would you say if some stranger came up and said, hey, you want to come over and play with my puppy? She was like, yes, I do. I'm like, no, you say no. It was always a thing with them that they were like, yes.
It was hard, yeah.
Now, I wasn't allowed to eat candy as a child. I feel like
I would have been
tempted.
gone.
Like I
You
would
weren't
have.
happy at some of your youth either. So you probably, someone comes up and says, you want some candy? You were like, yeah, I'll go with you. Let's go.
I did feel like though, because you heard it so much, and we've talked about this. My mother would literally lock the door, and we were gone. We were all over the place, and we didn't have to come home till the streetlights came on. And no one ever tried to abduct me. So I obviously there was a homely little kid, or the abductions weren't as bad as we were being told.
You lived in a little howdified town. They weren't doing it there. They weren't doing it there.
I don't know, but yeah, it never happened. But I was scared to death of vans. I'm still scared of vans. I don't like to park next to a van.
We had a girl in my middle school who they grabbed her and tried to put her in the car, and some just dude that nobody knew ran over and like punched the guy.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
I didn't
awesome.
really know her very well, but I remember she became like a hero. You know, like,
Yeah.
oh, you survived that, you know, and she thought she was really cool. I don't know why I remembered that, but I do. But yeah,
Because that's scary. You hear,
I know.
You're always warned about it, obviously.
No one's ever approached me when I was young of any time, anywhere, nothing. No one ever came up to me and said anything to me.
You had a full beard at 12.
Well, I
Come
did.
on. They weren't going to.
I was a little ahead of my time.
They weren't going to. You had hair on your knuckles. Get out of here.
The knuckle thing, it really bothers me.
I'm kidding.
Can I get that? Can I get that?
You can wax that.
Wax my. Can I wax them?
You can wax anything, sweetie.
Really? Look at the hairs on those knuckles. I just don't like it.
Okay, here's one.
Okay.
Going blind from sitting too close to the TV.
Oh, that's the best.
Now,
I got that all the time.
we actually said that to our baby daughter, and she did.
Well, she was all ready. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, but we used to say that to her because she would literally scoot her chair and sit right up next to it, and then it turns out she really couldn't see
She
anything.
couldn't see. That's right. We had to get her glasses.
But I was thinking that's really funny that was by everyone, and now parents everywhere give their kids iPads or iPhones, and they're like,
yeah. I mean, look, I don't know what that was about. I don't know if some ophthalmologist told somebody that when they a long time ago.
Or they were just skeptical of technology in general,
Yeah,
probably.
and you were thinking the rays coming off the TV are
that
going to
can't
hurt
be
your
healthy.
eyes.
And they're probably right, you know?
Yeah. I mean, my sister, you've never seen like this woman. We knew that she was going to be a lawyer or she was going to be something. Her concentration was the greatest I've ever seen. She could sit in the chair and watch TV close, far away, it didn't matter. And you could go, Teresa, 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 Teresa. She would never look at you.
We have one that does that
You're
now.
right.
Calvin.
Calvin does it too.
He locks in.
I mean, you can go up and hit him in the head, and they're like,
Here's what I have to say to him. I have to say, Calvin, look at me. Look at me, Calvin. And I have to make eye contact with him. Otherwise, he's zoned in. Although today, here's what I've learned. It's selective hearing.
yeah.
Because
I hear you.
today, Clyde came over and he was wanting me to do this balloon thing. They have so much fun with a balloon. It's super cheap entertainment, but it's given me lines around my lip. I have to stop doing this. They want me to blow the balloon up and then they let it go
and it runs around. Yeah,
and they
it's cool.
makes funny, toot sounds. Yeah, they think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Clyde goes crazy over it, but then Calvin wants to turn. So I'm blowing up balloons like 50 times a day. And so I had thought I had hid the balloon because I was done for today.
That's another mother thing that you got to learn, ladies.
Clyde found the balloon, and he said, Gigi, can you do it? And so I was doing it, and then he goes, Bubba, Bubba. And I go, no, it's just for you. And I whispered it, and he goes, okay. And Calvin turned around. Like the minute I said that, he turned around. He goes, then it's my turn. Started all over again. But yeah. Sitting too close to the
crazy.
TV.
I told you something today that in the next year and a half to 2 years, those two are going to have a drag down, get after it brawl.
Sweetie, it's already happening.
No.
It's already
What
happening.
they do now is nothing. When they get stronger and more confident, that little one, he is going to light Calvin up.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be ugly.
Okay, here's one. Crossing your eyes, they're going to stick that way.
Yeah, that's
or,
right.
Or making a face.
Yeah.
It's going to freeze like that.
You're going to stay like that.
Yeah.
That face. Yeah, I remember that. Obviously, that was total crap as well. Just another wives' tale.
So those
Who made all these up, man?
Those
Beautiful.
were the ones that were on the list. So I was thinking about things that I was told. I asked Jay some of these today. He brought up some of the same ones I thought about. but I'm going to ask you too. So I'll bring a couple
I don't
up,
have
and then
any.
you
Okay,
tell me.
I don't
You
know
don't
if
have
I have any. I don't think so. I mean, I'll think, but go ahead.
the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, that's kind of true now.
I know, but you heard about it so much that I thought if we ever get on a boat, like for a cruise ship, that you'd get sucked into the Bermuda Triangle. Like I was kind of nervous.
Listen, I don't know but there have been many boats and ships that have gone in that area and have not come out.
And they don't come out. They disappear.
So, I mean, that's something that I think is true.
But didn't you hear about that a lot when you were a kid?
Sure, yeah.
Every
Bermuda
show.
Triangle, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, swallow your gum. It'll take 7 years to digest. Is that a real thing? I still don't know if that's a real thing.
I would tell you this. I will bet you the amount of money that it takes a long time for it to digest, would be my guess.
Can't be good.
And my mother used to say, if we open up because I kept swallowing my gum all the time. She goes, if we open up your stomach, it's going to be all over your stomach. And I was like, come on.
Maybe
Mom.
that's
Goes,
why
no.
you ended up with a colostomy bag. It's
Really?
from all the gum.
Maybe it is, yeah. Could
Never
be.
can tell.
I ended up with a colostomy bag because I made fun of a little girl who had a colostomy bag when I was little. And God said, okay, big boy, watch this. And I got it, and I was like, daggone it. Her name was Regina Buckborough.
And you feel so bad now.
I wish I could go up to her right now and say, Regina, I apologize desperately for how badly we made fun of you.
Kids are so mean. They're just so mean.
Oh, it was horrible.
Kids are the worst.
If I knew what she was going through, I wouldn't have said a word. But, oh, my gosh, we were unmerciful on her, this girl. What? It's a myth? 24 to 72 hours. There we go. Thank you, Jay Pitts.
Okay.
Jay is our own Google.
Thank goodness.
Thank you.
That's because he was told that as a child, too, and he finally looked it up.
We all were.
Okay, here we go. Swallowing seeds. Swallowing, like, watermelon seeds. You'll grow watermelon in your stomach. Were you ever told that?
No, I never was told that.
Were you told that one, Jay? No?
No.
Okay, now here's one.
That's only your how to fight
This is going to really age me. Did either of you guys have to do the drills for, like, if there was an atomic bomb? Where you'd go out into the hallway and they'd have you sit down with your...
Yeah, we did that one time.
We did it multiple times.
Well, that's because you guys were just... where you grew up was just so...
Let me explain something to you. That was not going to save us from an atomic bomb. What were we doing? What?
I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know. I don't know what it was like, but I do know that we did it one time, and I think what happened is like somebody, probably the principal or something, said, we're not doing this anymore. It's ridiculous. Atomic bomb drops, we're done. Shake each other's hands and say, nice knowing you.
You know, I saw somebody wrote the other day that we're just a different generation because we're the generation that in class they wheeled a TV in because we were going to watch that space shuttle go with everybody,
sure, yeah.
and then we watched it explode.
Yeah.
And lose everybody. And then they just wheeled the TV back out and everybody went back to class. There was no therapy for us. We were like, wait, what? We just went back to class. And I remembered that. And I was like, that is so true. Like, I remember being traumatized by it. And then you just got to go to the next class.
And you know why? Because we weren't sissies like they are now.
It's true.
We can fight through things. I mean, let me tell you something. I guarantee you, my father, I love you. God rest your soul, my man. But I guarantee you that he needed help when he came back from the war.
Yeah.
His best friend got obliterated in his plane. He fell and his eardrums busted. He sat in the daggone Pacific Ocean for almost 2 days. I mean, I guarantee you this man needed some help. Never got it.
Yeah.
They don't do that back then.
You just push it way down.
He came home and he became the man that he was.
And he never talked about it.
Never. He would not talk about it.
It's you hear so many people say that they're like, no, he just never would talk about it, never would mention it.
A lot of the people from
the war. A lot of people would not discuss it. They just pushed it way down.
Probably they needed to talk to somebody, maybe not me or my mom, but he needed to talk to a professional person.
I think there's probably Here's my theory about life in general, on just about any topic there is, that everything in moderation, right? Like, you have trauma like that, you should probably seek some help. But we, as a society, take it too far. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
With
Yeah.
all
I
of
mean,
the...
Nowadays, if you drop something on your toe, you need to go get some help. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yes, but I think it's just with everything. we push everything too far.
I agree with you.
And I do think it's great for kids to have some problems that they overcome themselves. It's how you build confidence.
Yeah.
Um,
Not anymore.
yeah, that we definitely have turned into a more helicopter parent society, but I do think there's more fear out there. Like, I would never let the grandkids do even what we let our girls do. My girls would come in and go, "We're going to go on an adventure, Mom." And I'm like, "Okay, stay together. Look out for each other." And we would let them all over Brookhaven.
And by the way, I believe they were on one of those adventures when the person pulled up to try to get them.
No, they were small. They were small when that happened.
But
toddlers.
At our house with the big swimming pool. That's not true. I could have swore
that's not when it happened. That's when it all came out.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
They were little.
See, people, that's like 25 years ago, and I still don't know the real story.
Yeah.
They didn't tell me very much.
No, that house is when we all figured it out.
Okay.
It all came out.
I thought it happened there.
They were like not even in school yet. They were little, and my mom was watching them. So they were idiot. They shouldn't have been in the front yard alone. Is my point, probably.
Nowadays, yeah. I mean,
but
geez, everybody's scared to death of everything.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're going to end that on a bad note, but that was a lot of fun.
No, it's not a bad note.
So there's not any that you think that.
I mean, I'm trying to remember really because they didn't really. I told you I was not massively parented. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 6 years younger than my sister and 7 years younger than my brother. And because they had me at 40 years old, they were just tired.
Well, I think we're all saying we had a lot more, more of a rope when we were little.
Right.
But they just would say these horrible things to us to scare us from.
Well, I had some of the same
things,
ones that
you know
had.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we'd eat lunch and then we were going to swim. We didn't have a swimming pool. We had a neighborhood swimming pool. And my mom would say when we're going out the door, "Hey, don't go in the pool right away. You just ate." I know. I would question them too. I'm like, what? I don't understand. Yeah. What's going to happen to me? Is the food going to explode?
I thought of another one.
What's that?
I thought of another one, and I still think about this. My grandmother would always say, "Do not take a bath when it's storming."
Oh, that one. They're guaranteed.
Do not talk on the telephone.
That was the dumbest of all of them. Like the lightning was going to strike us.
They would always tell you a story about somebody who was on the phone and got electrocuted because it was lightning.
And the bathtub, too.
A bathtub, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And it's always wonder. You weren't smart enough because we were young to say, "So how is the lightning going to get to my water? Like, where you think it's going through the drain or what?" Seriously, if you're sitting in the bathtub, how are you going to get hit by lightning?
Well, I think about that because we always have a window right by our bath.
Right.
And I kid you not, the other night I was going to take a bath and it was storming out.
And you didn't do it?
And I thought about it and I thought, it'll be my luck that lightning will come straight through that window and get me. And I didn't do it.
Oh, my gosh, Julie.
I did. I thought about that one. Yeah, the other day.
The only way they could ever get hit by lightning in a bathtub is if you took it outside. If you took a bath outside, you were laying out. Like if we went in the swimming pool and there's lightning, now you can get lit.
Yeah.
But not in the daggone bathtub.
I know, but
that's a really good one, too. That's
I
so
do
dumb.
remember that for sure.
And when you're older, you just look at it and you say, how could you believe these things? Because you just listen to what your parents say.
I think it's stories passed down from, of this horse.
But how?
Probably like a fluke thing.
But how in the world in Maryland and Alabama and Oklahoma for Jay, we all had the same daggone stories. It passed all over the country.
And there was no internet. Yeah,
right.
It's true. Because it's passed down from generation to generation,
I know.
I guess.
Some of
okay,
it
here's
ridiculous.
the last one.
Okay.
When I was little, this isn't so much as one of those, but I loved to whistle. Like I could do the Andy Griffith theme song so great. And I whistled all the time. Once I learned to whistle, I whistled
and you
everything.
hate whistling now.
When someone else whistles.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I start whistling, she literally wants to throw me down.
But I used to whistle all the time. And my mama, this wasn't Grandy Kate, my mama, who was way older than Grandy Kate, she said, one day she just goes, she was a woman of few words. And she goes, "A whistling girl and a crowing hen never did come to no good end." And I've never forgotten that. I was like, it stopped me dead in my tracks. And I was like, what does that even mean? She goes, it means girls shouldn't whistle. And that just stuck with me. I stopped whistling.
I've never heard you whistle one time in our
I
entire
don't whistle.
marriage. So are you a good whistler?
I've probably lost my talent now, but I used to be a really good whistler. She beat that down in me really quick.
Wow.
You'd never heard that?
No.
Have you ever heard that one, Jay?
I've heard that saying, but
Probably from me.
Probably.
Probably from me.
Yeah, but that's a little bit ridiculous too. Can't whistle if you're a woman. So if I whistled, she'd been okay.
I will say, yeah, she didn't mind men. I guess. Well, that wasn't part of the rhyme, I guess. But I do think though that there's something lovely about, some of the fears that they would put in us and tell us these things, because I think kids don't have that anymore. They Google it. Like the little ones will just go up and go, "Hey Google," and they'll ask a question. We can't get away with this stuff anymore.
No, you're right.
This wives' tale. I think that it's kind of sad, even though probably half of them were untrue. It's part of our history that's going to go by the wayside.
Well, you can tell these little ones one of the things we talked about because, I mean, they probably believe you, right?
Yeah, that's
little ones
true.
will believe you. If you said to them, "Hey, don't do that, man. You don't go in a swimming pool for half an hour after you eat."
Well, I tried to tell Calvin something the other day, and I said, "This is going to blow your mind," and he goes, "I'll be the judge of that." So I thought, I don't know. I don't know that I'm getting that much by them anymore.
5 years old.
Yeah.
It is amazing. These little kids nowadays are absolutely amazing. They really are. They have so much more around them,
Yeah.
knowledge-wise, and
This is how different it
all
is.
playing their games and stuff, and it's
They
just
have those
incredible.
Google deals in the wall that they can just ask questions to. But this is how different our grandkids are. So Hudson now is 14. He's going to be in high school.
Yep.
And we've got Calvin who can just ask Google. But do you remember when Hudson asked me, this is when we used to go to the store and get him toys all the time when he was little. He was the only one. He wanted to go get a magic 8-ball. Do you remember this?
Oh, I do remember this. You're freaked out by that thing, aren't you?
No, I went to get it for him.
I know, but you don't like that and Ouija boards and all that.
I'm totally out on Ouija boards, but the magic 8-ball I think is pretty innocent. But
Right.
I took him to get the magic 8-ball. He really was wanting it. And so that was a cheap present I could get. And I was so curious to find out like why he wanted the magic 8-ball. Before we could even get out of the store, I see him whispering and he said, "Where do babies come from?"
Did he really?
He did.
How old was he?
He was little. He was probably 5, 6. But I thought, and I can't remember what it said now. It was one of those vague answers that
One
the
of the
magic
ones that say, "Ask me later" or something like that, or
yeah, too soon to tell, or I don't know. But I just died laughing. I thought it was really weighing on his mind.
Well, at least he didn't ask you.
Yeah. But I did tell him, I said, "You know what, buddy, the magic 8-ball can't tell you that. You're going to have to ask your mom and dad that." He looked a little skeptical.
Now he's 14 and has a girlfriend.
It's true. It's so true.
Man.
Well, this was fun. Let's talk about our good friend J.R. Holmesy.
J.R. Holmesy, the man, he did some amazing work for us. J.R. is one of the best lawyers you'll ever see. He's a personal injury lawyer, one of the top 10 in the state of Oklahoma.
He's number one.
Number one. Number one for us, yeah.
Call it what it is.
And we've given some other people to him, and he's taken great care of them. It's just, if you have any type of accident or you know someone who's had an accident, J.R. Holmesy and Associates is the place to go. There's no doubt about it.
What's his number?
405-524-1011. 405-524-1011. I got an unbelievable story before we go away. So, right before we went to Vegas, I got a call from a woman, and about 10 seconds into the call on the radio, I'm talking about on my radio show, and 10 seconds into it, she started crying. And I was like, "What's the matter?" And she goes, and she started telling me about her son. and that her son is going to die if he doesn't stop drinking and doing the things that he's doing. And I was like, oh, man, listen, let's help you. So we got her number, and we got with her, and I got Rob's Ranch involved. And 2 days ago, I got a call on the radio from the son. He was at Rob's Ranch.
That's so wonderful.
And said, I just want to tell you how wonderful it is. And he's been in for a little over a week, and he is sober, and he is loving God, and he's loving his family, and that's what they do. And I also want to throw in one thing, too. A guy that I played football with at Oklahoma State that you've met a couple times. He's one of the most godly men you'll ever meet. He retired a few years ago. He was like a nuclear engineer or some big-time thing. And he heard it on the radio, and he texted me, and he said, I'll pay for it. Because the woman said, we can't pay. I said, look, forget about the money.
Okay, so he heard the phone call?
He was listening to the phone call,
and
he texted me.
I didn't realize that.
He said, Jim, I'm paying for that, whatever it is. And he did.
That's
so
wonderful.
I want to bow down to my boy John Dorner, who is a great man, him and his wife, Christy. I think they're going to start giving more money to Rob's Ranch because he just loved it. But this young man is in there right now. He's getting help.
Yeah,
and
that's amazing.
His whole family is just going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, he's changing his life.
That's right. If you know somebody or if it's you, you can have. And by the way, go to our Instagram at Jim Traber. And if you want to leave me a message about it, I'll do it. It'll be all, no one will know. I'll go behind the scene. We'll get you going, whatever it needs. If you need help. But this Rob's Ranch people, I mean, they are doing some incredible things. And I just love that they're a part of it. And hopefully soon, maybe after the summertime, we're going to interview one of the guys.
I know.
Who does
I can't wait to get him on. Yeah.
He's an amazing man.
He's got some amazing stories, I'm sure.
Yes, he does, yes. And most of the people that work there are people that have been through it. You know?
All of them, right?
Pretty much. There's a couple at the top that haven't been, but yes. Yeah.
But they've had family members. Like, they all know.
Right. They all know all about it.
They're committed.
So it's awesome. Well, Jewel, good talking to you. Good to be back with you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Very nice. Thank you so much to our man, Jay Pitts. We appreciate all you out there. Don't forget now, we've got a YouTube channel. It's the Julie and Jim Traber podcast. Please subscribe. Tell your friends and your family to subscribe. Listen to the podcast. You can give comments. Follow us on Instagram. We got a lot of great things where you can interact with us. We'd love to hear from you. So thank you so much. We'll be back next week with another edition of the Julie and Jim Traber podcast.